Hey guys, welcome to the Double Keeper podcast. On this channel, we will be providing soccer and golf DFS content. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. I am here with my co host Charlie, a well renowned GPP player, and today we are going to be breaking down the UCL main slate and showdowns.
Hey guys, we thought that have quite a bit of expertise on DFS and thought why not just record it, and people want to watch it, they watch it. It's just a bit of fun to do. I'm a CH4R1LIE on DFS and Twitter. Hit me up if you have any questions. Thank you.
So we're going to start off with talking about the Atalanta and Real Madrid showdown. This one is 1-0 Real Madrid in the first leg. Who are you targeting in this one?
Oh my gosh, I haven't even looked at prices or anything. Do you want to give me the share screen potential? Let me do it.
You can look online.
Oh my God,
now.
scroll through everyone. So the first guy I really like is Karim Benzema. He's back from injury off of a hot. What did they do? Real Madrid just won, or did they win, or tied?
90. No, they came back. Benzema scored twice in the second half.
Exactly. Karim Benzema is just
team.
Disgusting. And the one issue, like there's been pens, like Gator Guy mentioned it on his show, that there's been pens just in, like every game. The only issue is if Benzema takes, like he's going to be locked, but I just don't know if T or Sergio Ramos is also back, and he also could be on him. I'd have to like do some more deeper research as to who would take, but probably just whoever feels like it. So Benzema, potential pen upside. Atalanta are chasing, so I think that gives like a lot more space to a team like Real Madrid. You're just going to hit on the counter. And that's also why I kind of like Thibaut Courtois as a pick. I'm always in for the keepers, especially for favorites. And I feel like Courtois either drops like 8 saves and the clean sheet win or gives up 4 goals. One of the two. But knowing me, I'll probably be risking for that. In terms of value
Ramos
picks,
is cheap.
yeah, Ramos might looks like a lock to me for that price. 4,600 potential pens, clean sheets you can go in for. I also like Asensio as just a good ceiling option. It's been ceilings is what has been doing. Wow, okay. Host muting me. Sick. Good start. So yeah, I like going for, especially in Champions League, ceiling plays. Even though that's not something that I'd normally play with. I'd be the guy with Lucas Vazquez at like 9K, whatever he costs in Showdown. But I just don't think that works in Champions League. So I'd say go for your Vinicius Juniors, go for your Asensios. Do you want to pull out the projected lineups real quick too, Victor?
I suppose.
Follow at Joe Smurf on Twitter, everyone.
Joe Smurf 11, actually.
Oh yeah, my bad.
These are here. They disappeared.
You know what? SofaScore and FootMob, also good resources.
Yeah. Let's see.
You could have pulled this up beforehand too, but it's fine.
You said you had them, but you know.
I mean, I could do it, but you're share screening right now. If you want me to.
It's all
here.
you. It's all you.
All right. Oh God. Where's the right? Here. All right. So yeah, let's look at these projected lineups first. So they got 4-3-3 for Real Madrid, even though they played 5 at the back, I think, in the league last game. But this seems like a likely lineup. Asensio, Vinicius, Benzema. Valverde, I'd stay away from, even though he's weird. I just don't really think he offers much. Modric is an interesting one too. I don't think it's a crazy play playing him. Toni Kroos is going to be on everything. I'd say he's probably a lock for Showdown and maybe even for potentially Classic. Lucas Vazquez, I don't really like him this game. He got bailed out last game by an assist. He was like 8K in the defender slot. I would stick away from him. Ferland Mendy doesn't really offer much floor. He also has a goal in him at sometimes, so take a flyer on that if you want. In terms of the Atalanta lineup, Ilicic, Muriel are going to be on sets. Last game, I think Muriel almost took everything for Atalanta in the league. If you're going for that, he's a good ceiling play anyway. So I don't not love the Muriel play. Ilicic, if he doesn't take anything, I'm not sure he's even worth. Robin Gosens is like one of the top goal scorers, and he's not a bad play either if you're playing for that. Matteo Pessina,
He gets bailed out.
don't really like. Darun, don't really like. Mail, I don't think is a bad play. Atalanta are chasing. They're going to push Gosens and Mail up like crazy. He's probably whipping in crosses. Christian Romero is just like a 4 center back. He gets like so many tackles, interceptions, offers a goal. I don't think that's a bad call. Golini, I don't particularly love because Atalanta are down a goal. They're going to be chasing. They're going to be the ones getting the shots on target. Golini probably. The only way he's going to really do well is if he keeps a clean sheet, which I just don't see happening against Real Madrid. But if you want to go for it, definitely contrarian. Palomino, Toloy, whatever, guys, just center backs. Go for them if you want. And that's, yeah, I think that's all I got to say for that slate. Let me try building a line real quick and just seeing what you can fit for this.
It hurts Real Madrid that there's no Casemiro either, so they're going to be open at the back.
Yeah, he's also a good player, too, in general, just to pick.
Yeah.
I never use on computers. It's going to be so weird. Soccer. Showdown. This one. Continue. Let me see what I can build. But like at first glance, what would I probably do? I'd say, if playing is the way I do in GPP, this is the first lineup I'd build. I'd go captain, Thibaut Courtois. I'm insane, I know. Ramos, bang. Benzema, bang. Muriel, bang. Then like, it's kind of try just whatever you want. Yeah, Kroos is. I almost forgot. That's really bad. But yeah, the guys I really like here: Ramos, Benzema, Muriel, Kroos. These 5. Like I'm probably just gonna be rotating between who I put where. Courtois is the only one that I'm like fade. I'll fade him if I stack Atalanta and go for goals. Then who would I even go with? Probably like a Ferland Mendy maybe. Wouldn't be a bad play. This price range. Mail. If Isco plays, I like him, but he's unprojected. Hadabor doesn't play. Valverde doesn't play. Romero. I think Romero's logs real quick. Yeah, like it just shows. He's just a 4 guy. Like that's insane. I don't even like he's a good play. He's gonna get passes too. Palomino. If you have to go for
Valverde is cheap.
Valverde is cheap, but also actually he hasn't been bad. He's just not really my play. I wouldn't go him, but you can. Like I like Depends who starts at center back with Courtois, but Nacho, look at him. He's also good. Clean sheets.
Are you nervous about Ilicic and Muriel getting subbed?
Yeah.
Today?
I mean, you always have to worry about that with Atalanta, especially if they're chasing. They might try to switch things up. But Muriel, his logs are not the best. He's not going to be that owned, since a lot of people, they do just look at logs and just see, 3, 4, 6, even though he didn't play that many minutes. But they just won't pick him. And he's kind of expensive. But if he takes everything's a lock and he puts like 1.5, since they're just going to go for it. They're going to go for goals. Yeah, Nacho or Varane are both cheap. If you're going for what I do and going for like a 1-0, 2-0 Real Madrid, you go for them. And then what's another potential build? Another thing I think about would be like captain Muriel, Kroos, Benz, then just whoever here, like Modric maybe, whatever place. Figure out for that. I think I go for some cheap guys. Nota's probably not going to play. Toloy's min, not a bad play. You go like him, and then like Christian Romero. That is not a very good build, but just an example. It's kind of just whatever GPP
That
plays.
was a cashy build right there.
That was a cashy build.
Yeah.
But it's just going for goals. I think in cash, I don't really play cash, but I'd put Courtois in cash. I'm also crazy. But yeah, that's what I do for that slate. Anything to add? What did you do?
I would say like if Zapata starts, he could drop 30.
Oh my God.
I think him and Muriel are going to start.
How do I shop share screening? I'm lost. I have to figure it out.
Red button. So let's see.
Yeah, I didn't mention Zapata, but yeah, he also another ceiling guy.
So now we'll go to Man City Showdown.
Benzema's also a really good captain in GPP, by the way.
He's good everywhere.
And a lot of people do is they don't like scoreline stack. So I see like just random people who have like Benzema and Golini. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to do. Like, if you're going for Benzema, you're going for him to score. And if you're going for Golini, you're going for an Atalanta clean sheet. Like, build for score lines. Like, okay, I think it's going to be 2-0 Real Madrid. I'm captaining Benzema, Toni Kroos, and Courtois. And I'll just pick in, like, the Atalanta set taker for a floor. Just
all right, so now we're on the roulette showdown. This one is just purely lineup dependent, but everyone will go with De Bruyne and Mars. These two start their locks. Then your next decision on the slate is what you're going to do in the mid-range, and that's between Hoffman and Ederson. I'll probably have more Ederson than Hoffman just because Man City are so good defensively.
Or you go for
Cancelo
both of
was
them.
not in projected. Yeah, that's true. Let's see how it looks. I mean, you have to captain like Zinchenko or something. Yeah, which isn't horrible, I guess.
Is it possible to captain De Bruyne in that build?
De Bruyne, Mahrez, Hoffman, Ederson? It is.
Ooh, just saying.
It's going to be very, very popular if that's the case.
That's going to be a popular core.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is that the City center backs aren't as cheap as they usually are. 4,400s is a little much. If Lazaro starts, which, I mean, who knows? He's interesting. If Hoffman somehow doesn't start. Mendy,
what do you think sets are going to be like?
For Man City, De Bruyne will have his side. Mahrez will have his side. De Bruyne might take some on Mahrez. If Foden starts, it mixes completely everything up. Sterling, GPP.
If he plays.
He's not an exciting guy to pick. He wasn't even in the 18 last game. He's been horrible in the Champions League. But, he's not exciting, but he could drop 30. Jesus, I think, is going to start. I think I kind of like Jesus. I don't know why, but he's just like, he's more appealing to me than Sterling. Gundogan, if you want to do that, sure. I mean, he's been bad in the Champions League too, but he's going to gain ownership because he just gets a bailout goal every time. And Bernardo will probably start. I'm not picking Bernardo. I don't care what the logs look like. I'm not picking Bernardo. If he burns me, he burns me. I'm not picking Bernardo. He's just not good. I mean, he's good. He's just not a DFS guy. He was supposed to have sets last game. He had 0 crosses, got subbed early, and burned everybody, and was chalk. Zinchenko I like a lot. He is really good when he starts most of the time. When they keep look at this last game when he played, but he isn't projected. But if Cancelo starts, you gotta have Cancelo. I mean, this guy is one of the best DFS fullbacks in the world right now. Best fullback in the world, arguably, but he is very, very good. And yeah, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'll take over share screen for a sec. I'll say what I want. Let's just look at FootMob. FootMob's what I use. SofaScore's not a good app to use, but yeah, you guys should make sure you use FootMob or SofaScore to check projected lineups, actual lineups. FootMob also has corner takers. It says how many corners he'll take last game. Yeah. So De Bruyne is your lock. Mahrez pretty much a lock too. They've both been on fire. If this is a projected lineup, I'd stay away from Kyle Walker. He doesn't really offer much crossing wise, and if he scores, he scores. Just you can pick him if you think he'll do that. Zinchenko's a crosser. I'd go for him. Diaz and Laporte, both pass floaters, clean sheet options. I like both of them. I pretty much always have a City center back, like every City slate. Ederson, I really like. He makes saves, or he should. Gladbach are down. Man City have been like one of the best teams defensively in the Premier League. In terms of Gladbach sets, Hoffman's going to be on everything in this lineup. If he's not playing, look for Neuhaus or Stindl for sets. How much is Neuhaus?
Or Lazaro.
Yeah, or Lazaro. He has not taken anything, though, I think, this year. So I would...
He did. One game. He got subbed at halftime, but he took
Neuhaus played the same game as him and took, I'm pretty sure. He moved this freaking...
Neuhaus has a good floor. That's what helps.
Yeah, he does.
He's been good in Champions League.
How do I build a lineup easier? Create a lineup. So, okay. Or just take me off of everything. It's just gone. Okay. Create a lineup. Let's do what city builds you can go. What I would go. Really, that City's just literally about just guessing which attackers are going to pop off. We usually get like one 30-pointer, one 25, about having both of them fade the guy who dropped 6, which would probably be like a Sterling, I'd guess. Or he could be the 30 guy.
Fade the Bernardo.
Yeah, another rule I do, I wouldn't recommend it, but I fade Bernardo every Man City slate. So, like, and I pretty much core Ederson. The way I play GPP is I pretty much go for the 1 or 2-0 for the favorite every time with a couple of contrarian builds with, like, the keeper for the other team captain or something. But that's just my strategy. I think, like, if you're a heavy GPP player like I am, you should just monopolize scoreline. So, like, what Ipswich Browse does is you'll see him with, like, a double keeper, the keeper captained, almost every slate in Showdown. So, like, if it's a 0-0, basically you know he's going to be one of the higher performing players. And for me, I get a lot of the 2-0 and 1-0s. Like, for example, Liverpool today. 1-0, I made a lot of money. It was pretty good. So, yeah, Foden, Mahrez, or if Foden plays, if it's possible to go these 3 and Ederson, that's what I do, but it's not. To fit them all, what would I do?
Mahrez.
I'd captain Ederson right here. Go bang,
What?
De Bruyne. You can't even afford anything. You can barely even afford this. Depends on lineups. But this probably isn't even possible. So just guessing, or just if you're a GPP player, just having different builds with Captain De Bruyne. I don't think core capping De Bruyne for this slate's that bad of an idea. Like, look at his Champions League logs. 2 games, he had 2 assists both games, and he had 25 points each. Like, he's just insane. How much is Neuhaus? He was the guy that you mentioned that I really like. He's 5K. I don't think he's a bad play. He had 4.5 last time, and they barely had the ball. They'll have more of the ball this one. Offers tackles, fouls drawn. If Hoffman doesn't play, he probably left sets. That's the guy that you didn't mention that I just thought was worth talking about. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that, really.
All right, so let's talk about Classic now, which is
Everyone's
where
here
mostly
for.
everyone's going to be playing. Yeah, so this is where you have to get your forwards right and your goalkeeper right. That is what I think is the most important part of Classics, at least. Especially goalie, it's the hardest position, but the most important.
Especially in Champions League, especially.
Yes, champion, and it could be anybody. It could be the cheapest guy like Marchesine, or it could be Keylor Navas or whatever. But I think I'm starting most lineups, even though Real Madrid are up with Benzema and De Bruyne and possibly Cancelo.
Ooh, Liverpool just
like
paid
that.
out.
Here we go. So, what do you think? Benzema, De Bruyne,
That's
Cancelo,
your core?
That's who I'd probably be starting off most. You could obviously get rid of Benzema for Muriel, who's not going to be that owned in Classic, I don't think at all.
How much is
He gets
Kroos?
subbed early. He is 7,800.
Ooh. I typically use, I just go for every set taker, but I don't think at that price, I don't think it's a bad call fading him. I like Hoffman personally.
That's what I was going to say next. I think Hoffman versus Kroos in terms of price. I'd take Hoffman. Cheap guys, Fernandinho's in projected, which is interesting. I'm not a Fernandinho guy. He really would need something to happen. Where is Rodri? Rodri 44. He's if he starts, like, he has a good 2.5 point passing floor. He always gets his interceptions, tackles, fouls drawn. He's an interesting one. In terms of Real Madrid, Vinicius and Luka Modric are cheap. And then what's going to decide the slate is really, I think Atalanta are in this, going to decide the slate. The problem is that Muriel always gets subbed early and Ilicic always gets subbed early. They're both really good, but they're both very, like, everyone had Ilicic. It was against Midtjylland, I believe this was. And everyone had Ilicic. He was like 60% owned. He gets subbed at halftime at 7 points. And it's like, well.
That's not terrible.
I mean, he was like 11K. How much was he? Did it say? 86. I mean, still. It's just frustrating when that happens. Any thoughts at forward?
At forward specifically, I think it's not bad. Maybe Playa, I think, is contrarian. Their Gladbach need goals. So he's cheap at 5,500. Thuram, I don't think has been playing. Wouldn't worry about him too much. Stindl, he's got pen upside. Yeah, pen upside. He's been good in the Champions League. Good logs. I don't think he's a bad play. But what most people are going to do is just going to guess which City guy's going to go off. You look at your Gabriel Jesus, your Raheem Sterling's. Benzema, I really like too. He's my favorite forward on the whole slate. So I'd go like
All
him,
right.
then like a random City guy.
And how about midfield?
Let me think. Tony Kroos, I like. He's just always he's like he'll get 10 no matter what. If I'm going for more out there plays, I'd go for Jonas Hoffman. I like for sets. Neuhaus is cheap. I'd fit him maybe just to fill like a utility slot play just because he's last minute. Valverde's cheap. Valverde's really cheap actually. I don't think that's a bad play
Yeah,
either.
he'll be
Um,
high owned if he starts. Very high owned.
yeah, he's got good logs. He will be chalky. De Bruyne, I think you plug De Bruyne. If Foden plays, I like Foden. Mahrez is like the safest City option outside of Kevin. Gundogan, same thing. You're just basically picking City guys and guessing which one does well. Illicit you can put if you want, but not my pick.
And defender, what are you doing with Gozens and Lucas Vasquez?
Gosens is one of the weirdest defenders in DFS. He's a ceiling defender, which you just don't really see. But like, look, he can get up a 3, a 2, and a 20 like he did against Liverpool. Like he's a
Which
goal
makes
line
no
fullback,
sense.
but he's been scoring, so it works. I mean, I don't think he's a bad GPP player. I wouldn't play him in cash or anything though. Lucas Vasquez, I think is a safe play, but he's also seems overpriced for me. I'd pay down for Zinchenko. I'd go for a center back correlating whichever goalkeeper you go with, and just do that. So you can play up for in forward mid instead. Because there's a lot of options there.
I
Was the
think in
cheapest like
Champions League though, Champions League more than ever, you don't I don't personally, I don't correlate center backs with goalie because really goalie in Champions League more than ever is roulette. So
yeah, I always think 1-0, 2-0. My kind of scoreline? No, it's like 3-3, 4-4, 5-2.
yeah,
But I can't change the way I play. I just go for it anyway. I think City
the only
center
cheap
backs are
starter is
safe though
Elway.
too. They'll be getting
How
passes
much
at
are
least.
they?
I saw
They're
Laporte at
expensive though.
34. Laporte's 3,200. If he plays, it's a good play.
What about so you agree Cancelo is a lock or no?
Yeah. If Cancelo plays, pick Cancelo.
I also think Zinchenko is a lock if he starts too. I will take Zinchenko 4,900 any day. He is underrated. He crosses the ball. He always gets there too. He always gets there, whether it's with a clean sheet or not. He should drop minimum of 7, I would say, plus clean sheet and other stuff. But yeah, and goalie is goalie.
I'd say I wouldn't mind going anyone but Sommer. I
I
think that's the only
I
wrong
I
play.
it's on. It's I think Courtois is a little overpriced, but
I'd still
I
go
think
Courtois. He's my favorite keeper in the slate. He's one I'm gonna have the most of.
I agree. I think so too.
I typically tend to
Atalanta are
favor
high scoring,
favorite
but
goalkeepers, so I'll have a lot of Ederson and what are they called? Courtois. Even though I've been
I
terrible
don't
at Champions League, and it's been like the cheap guys who've been doing the best, but I still probably go for them.
I don't see a way that Sommer. I mean, Sommer could pay off his price tag easily, but I see more of a route to -4 than I do 14 for Sommer.
How many did he have last time against City? Yeah, that
Point
shows.
9.
Would not touch him, no matter what.
Yeah, I know he's cheap, but he's tough.
He's a Gator guy
Glad
pick,
Becker also
and
tough.
Gator guy can have him.
Yeah, same with. I don't see myself playing Galini in any way. Anyway,
Yeah, same thing I said
I
in Showdown. Just
yeah
they're gonna be Atalanta's gonna be the one with the ball.
yeah. It's between Ederson and Courtois for me. But I think that's gonna do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll be doing more of these, and hopefully Charlie will
Good
be
luck,
with me for
guys.
some, maybe not.